Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Amber. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a DIY tutorial showing you how to make skeleton spine earrings. So it is officially October. It is spooky season. This is what I wait all year for. Honestly, like screw any of the other holidays. I'm here for Halloween. That is my jam. I have been waiting so long to be able to celebrate Halloween properly because honestly it's been a few years since I've been able to, and I have been so sad over it. So I have put in like all of my energy preparing for like a cool Halloween, and especially with the start of my channel I have decided that every day in October I am going, not every day, maybe I'll get there one day, but every week in October, because I upload every week, I will be posting a Halloweenish or spooky themed video for the entirety of October. And because I kind of got in a little bit over my head and planned a ton of different stuff, depending on how many of those video shoots end up panning out, I might continue the spooky theme into November. I'm not sure when exactly, in what order I'm going to be posting these, but this is the first in my spooky series that I have filmed. So this is a DIY tutorial for these little guys, which are dangly earrings made from plastic skeleton spines. They have definitely gotten some mixed reviews, but I did post a poll asking my Instagram followers if anybody wanted to see a tutorial making those, and as of the last time I checked, only one person had said no, and it's someone that like I know for a fact doesn't watch my videos, so like their opinion doesn't really count anyways. Everybody else overwhelmingly said yes, they would like to see a tutorial for it, so that is here for you guys today. This tutorial is specifically designed to be accessible and easy for beginners. Even if you have never made a piece of jewelry in your life, like this should be easy enough and accessible for you. I designed this tutorial to ideally be very easy for anyone who has no experience making jewelry whatsoever. I think I have talked long enough, so without further ado, here's my tutorial. For this project, you will need 2 plastic spines. I personally got mine from this bag of mini bones from the 99-cent store. That was literally just like 4 separate skeletons all dismembered, but they still had all of their like molding and attachment pieces, so I could just like put them back together if I wanted to. This also goes to show that if you do not have access to this particular bag of bones, you are able to just dismember a regular plastic skeleton if you would like. Some jewelry wire, or if you're unable to find jewelry wire, I made a prototype out of this floral wire, which is an option, but I personally liked the aesthetic of the jewelry wire a little bit better. 2 jump rings, 2 earring wires, or if you're extra crafty, you can also make these yourself out of the jewelry wire, but I personally prefer using store-bought ones just to ensure the sturdiness and the shape. Some wire cutters and some pliers. I personally got all 3 of these in a pack together for jewelry making specifically. To start us off, you're going to want to take your wire cutters and one of your spines. If you can notice, on my particular set, it still has a lot of the mold pieces and some different extra plastic bits here and there that I personally do not want on mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my wire cutters and cut some of those off. Of course, you can skip this step if yours does not personally have any of this, or if you like the aesthetic of some of the extra plasticky bits. Once you have that done and as cleaned up as you like, you now have your base for your earring. Next, you are going to take your beading wire. I personally cut a piece that is approximately 8-ish inches long, but you can use your own judgment to decide how long you want your piece. It will depend on the size of the skeleton piece that you have to wrap, as well as your own aesthetic preferences. And you are going to take one of your jump rings and you are going to thread the wire through it like so. and take it to approximately the middle of the piece of wire that you had. Then you're going to take the ends of your wire and meet them together, and with your jump ring, stretch it out so your jump ring is officially at the halfway mark of your wire. Holding your jump ring and your wires, you're going to go ahead and twist the wires over. So now they're crossing each other, and go ahead and twist that another 2 or 3 times. So now you have your jump ring attached to the end of a little tail of wire, and then the rest of your wire pieces are separated. Then you are going to take your little spine, and this next part's going to be kind of difficult, especially to show on camera, but I think you'll be able to get the gist. You also want to decide which side of your spine that you would like to have be the front of your earring. Since my particular pair has this whole blank space because that's where it would have been attached to the other skeletons, I am using the back side as the front of my earring, which is what people will see when they look facing you. You're going to take your wire, and especially like at this point, you're going to want to hold the jump ring with the little tail. And you're going to want to push it up against your spine in the back. So you want the little wire tail on the back side of your earring. You're going to hold it in place while you take one side of the wire and wrap it to the opposite side. So now they're both on the same side, and then you're going to take the opposite wire and flip it again. So this is kind of just the base of what you have to hold the jump ring in place and to start the wire wrapping. Next, you will want to do the same thing and continue to wrap the wire around the top of the spine, alternating the wire, and pretty much just wrap it to where it looks aesthetically pleasing to you. On my particular set, it did kind of have a little space between the last vertebrae and the top of the little spine part, so it's a perfect little section to be able to wire wrap in. You are going to continue to do this until the aesthetic looks good for you. And so you have all of your wire wrapping on the front and your jump ring is attached from the back. And then you're gonna wanna get to the point where the last bits of your wire are on the back of the spine. So this is the front of the earring. That's how the earring will hang and be on your ear. So we're now working with the back. You're gonna wanna take your little wire tails and twist them. So now they're crossing each other. Go ahead and twist them again and then kind of flatten them out. So that way the wires will be held together. And since we have some extra bits, you're going to take your wire cutters again and cut off the little tail ends of those. But depending on how far out the wires are pressed, you may optionally want to take one of your wires and just press them down to make sure they are flush with the material and won't have any issues snagging on your hair. And again, snap those guys off and take your pliers again and press those flush against the rest of the wire that you have. So now you have your wire wrapped little spine with the jump ring to be able to attach this to your earring wire. Then you are going to take a pair of pliers. Depending on how large of a jump ring you chose to use, you can either just use your fingers to hold it open, or you may want 2 pairs of pliers if the area you're working with is small. I did create a couple different prototypes of these earrings to see what I liked best aesthetic wise, and I chose a small jump ring to be the buffer between the spine and the earring wire because I just preferred that aesthetic. And then you're going to take your wires and twist open the jump ring. So now you have an opening in your jump ring, and you're going to slip on your earring wire. So now your earring wire and your spine are hooked together via the jump ring. And you're going to take the jump ring and bend it closed. So now the jump ring is closed and you have your earring wire attached to the rest of the spine. You will want to see how it goes because how mine attach, it has the back of my earring as being the front where your ear wire is. So you just literally take it, and since it was the wire wrapped, you just twist it until the front is properly in the front. Once this is finished and the front of your earring wire and the front of your earring are aligned, you're gonna wanna go ahead and just take your pliers, if it's not already, and squish the little wire tail up as close to the spine as possible, just making it flush with the material. So that way your earring lines up straight without issue, and there is less for any hair or materials to get caught on while wearing. Go ahead and repeat the whole process with your second set of materials, and then you will have a pair of spine earrings. This is what the earrings look like up close. As you can see, I have stretched ears, so I can't wear them in a regular earring hole or in a regular piercing, which is no big deal. So we did it. That was how I made these spooky skeleton spine dangly earrings. This was the first tutorial in my spooky season series. Look forward to a new video every week in at least October, potentially even overflowing into November. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure just yet. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, or at least it elicited some kind of reaction out of you. They have definitely garnered an interesting reaction from some people that I know. My brother's first reaction to them was just horrifying, and my mother's reaction was just kind of like, ew, gross. So they're definitely not for people who don't like getting reactions to things, but if you don't mind taking any criticism or people like kind of being a little off-put by something that you're wearing, go ahead and give these a go. I do know that the little bag of bones have been sold at different 99-cent. I specifically got them from the 99-cent only brand stores, so I do know that those have been sold at different stores in different cities. I've seen in a few different cities, so hopefully you have access to those if you like the particular brand that I used. Otherwise, you can just get little tiny plastic skeletons anywhere and use any piece that you want. In theory, this tutorial can translate to really any kind of little skeleton body part that you would like. If you want to maybe do the arms or the legs or little different bits of the body. Like, it's totally up to you. These ones were just the ones I particularly liked out of my bag that I got. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a blast hanging out with y'all. Peace.